Request for information sheet on missing person, Christopher Gant. I need you to type that up for me. Priority, distribution statewide.
He could be out there and okay.
Let's hope.
Lieutenant Kozenzak's office. It's Mr. Gacy.
Now, listen, I'm sorry I didn't make it in there last night. I was on my way. I hit some ice. The car went into a ditch. It took me forever to get the damn thing out. Listen, if you don't believe me, you can check it out. It happened at the corner of Grant and Morris.
No. I believe you, Mr. Gacy.
You still need me to come in? Yeah, all right. As quick as I can. Yeah. Hey, Cosmo! Let the kid go back to work.
Joe?
Yeah, copies of the photograph with it.
Oh, sweet-looking kid.
Yeah. Kozlo?
Chicago's checking. Looks like your gut was right. Rap sheet on Gacy.
Thanks. The other building. City Attorney's office.
I share your concern for the missing boy, Lieutenant. But what have you got to support a request for a search warrant of Gacy's house?
Copies of the charge sheets on Gacy's two arrests in Chicago. Both involve sexual assault on young men. Look, the complainant in the first told the Chicago cops that Gacy kept him prisoner in his garage. He assaulted him repeatedly, left him for dead. Look, that's how the boy escaped.
Let me see. It also says Gacy denied the charges and the case was dropped.
The kid was a male prostitute. I guess it came down to who do you believe, a questionable character or a respectable businessman? Now, maybe if they believed the kid, Chris Gant wouldn't be missing.
Second case.
It's still open, same kind of charges.
Same kind of kid?
It doesn't say.
Why don't you try to get a hold of him and find out?
Well, he left town right after.
I see. As you say, Mr. Gacy is a respectable businessman. Under the circumstances, I'm just not sure that I can convince a judge to issue a search warrant for his own.
Lieutenant Kozenzak? Yeah?
One of your men needs to talk with you.
Yeah?
Gacy finally showed up. Says he's not talking to anyone but you, and he won't wait long. What did you guys do in there last night?
Well, don't go starting that rumor. Look, just read in the Miranda and start getting a statement. But, Terry, whatever you do, do not let him leave until I get back.
Gacy. Why don't you wait and see what he's got to say?
No, I believe Chris Gant is in there, and I want to get him out before any more happens to him.
Don will help you draw up a request.
Mr. Gacy, do you remember speaking to anybody in particular when you went to the hospital to visit your uncle on
What the hell is this? What, are you questioning my word?
I spoke with the head nurse on the floor. She doesn't remember seeing you.
I don't give a damn what she remembers or she doesn't remember. I don't have to prove a thing to you guys. I'm gonna take you home, show you the plaques on my wall. Businessman of the Year, the Junior Chamber of Commerce. That's right. I show you my bank accounts. I show you my tax returns.
Where'd you go last night? After the lieutenant talked to you.
I told the lieutenant where I went. Don't you guys talk to each other? Look, how much longer is this going to take? I've got a business to run. I've got a payroll to meet. Yeah, you wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
John Gacy. I think I've met him at several functions. Does a lot of work with the local Democratic Club. You really think he's grabbed a kid?
Yes, sir.
Do I understand correctly that my client has cooperated fully with you?
6 hours. 6 hours wasted.
Please, John. Yes? Well, then I don't see how you can refuse to let him leave. After all, this is a man with a fine reputation in his field of work.
All right, let's get out of here. Come on, the hell with him. The hell with that lousy Polak.
Mr. Gacy, I'd like the keys to your house, please.
What for?
To conduct a search of the premises.
I think you'll have to give them to him.
You don't, you're gonna need a new front door. How did you get that?
I'd like to know the answer to that as well, Lieutenant.
I think you should talk to your client.
Well, you really got it in for me, don't you?
Has Mr. Gacy made a statement? And did he sign it?
Not yet.
All right, I'd like you to go over it with him again, this time with his lawyer present, and formally ask him to sign it. Terry?
Will you do something here? What the hell am I paying you for?
To handle your business affairs.
Gil, when you're done in there, check the garage.
Chris? Chris?
Take a look in there.
Chris? 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 Chris?
Any sign of the boy in the garage? Nothing. No sign of him, Lieutenant.
There's some fresh stains on it. I think it's blood.
I can tell you better when I take it back to analyze, but they could very well be.
All right, you got evidence bags in your wagon? Well, get them and bring your camera. Listen, we're gonna go over this place again. This time, anything that you can find that'll link Gacy to Chris Gant's disappearance. What are you waiting for? We're too late. The boy's dead.
Hold off. Ed! Cover this. Okay, bag it. A high school ring, Maine West High. What year? Not Christopher. Initials LAT.
All right. It's worth following up. Ed, cover the bureau, the whole thing.
trap door in the closet here. Open it. I must have missed it the first time I looked.
Well, look who's here. You gonna arrest me or not?
We found a lot of jewelry in one of the bureau drawers.
Oh, is there a law against that?
And a board with a set of handcuffs.
That's it, Lieutenant. You know as well as I you can't go on like this. Not unless you're prepared to bring charges.
If I find you messed up my house...
Would you drive Mr. Gacy home,
I don't
please?
need anybody to drive me home. I got my own car.
No, sir, you don't. I've impounded it for inspection along with the van.
Can he do that?
I'm afraid so.
You got nothing on me. You're just screwing me around. Screwing my business around. Well, it's not gonna work.
I'll drive you home.
So long, dummy.
John.
That kid walked through this door right now. I wouldn't know him. And he wouldn't know me!
Numerous male pornographic magazines. Several pairs of jockey shorts. Too small to be Gacy's. Men's wallets, used but empty. Large selection of men's jewelry, watches, rings. Too small to fit Gacy's fingers.